Thank you. Chair, I recognize the gentleman from Colorado, Mr. Lamborn, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the service that you all provide to our country. And Admiral Gortney, I hope you brought some of the great weather they've been having in Colorado Springs to the East Coast here.
Sir, I was there on Tuesday and it was raining.
The forecast I see for the next week is in the 60s and sunshine. So, Admiral Gortney, we touched on the long-range discriminating radar, but could you amplify the importance of that for the warfighter?
Yes, sir. The sensors are key. If you can't see, you can't kill. And to the improvement for the long-range discriminating radar, our ability to better detect and discriminate where the threat is and the types will enhance the effectiveness, the lethality of our kill vehicles. But we also need to enhance the lethality of our kill vehicles, and we need to sustain them. So the priorities that Admiral Syring has laid out, the 3 priorities of the better sensors, enhanced kill vehicles, and the sustainment and maintaining of which we own have to be done concurrently. It's not an either-or. All of them have to be done concurrently.
Thank you. And Admiral Syring, on the issue of space, can you discuss your current and future space architecture needs and plans?
Sir, we're actively pursuing a space-based experiment, which you're familiar with, and we can talk more about that in the classified session. And that's very encouraging to us in terms of what it might provide with technology demonstration on hit and kill assessment, which is vitally important. Longer term, we and the Air Force and other partners need to think through, what is the partnership opportunities for a space-based application in terms of the real persistence and the real discrimination capability that will come from space. You've heard me say, Mr. Lamborn, you can't just do it all with radars. We've got to get up to space and have that constellation presence over the threat from the west and the east, and you're going to see more thinking from us and our partners on that in future budgets.
Well, that's very encouraging. But also, let me ask you about something we have talked about in my office privately, but directed energy. That's something, there's a bipartisan agreement that has tremendous potential for the future and is and should be part of our asymmetrical advantage as a country over people on the other side. So what are you doing to apply the benefits of directed energy?
Sure. There's 2 applications, obviously tracking in terms of what that might provide from a space-based solution with laser capability and the maturation of that technology. The other very important part of that technology maturation effort is what it may mean for us scaling up to a boost phase intercept capability. And 2 very promising development efforts ongoing with MIT and Livermore. Both have advantages and disadvantages. We've gone out to industry and asked their ideas in terms of how can we get technology to a demonstration sooner than later. And I think you'll see us pursue that path for really a down select in the 2018 time period to single up on one technology and one solution for tracking, and I'll just leave it at tracking in this forum, and boost phase intercept.
Okay. Thank you. And lastly, Admiral Gortney, I'll finish up by asking you about the cruise missile threat. And I know on all these things we can get into more of the weeds in classified session, but in general terms, what's the threat that we're looking at against the homeland today?
The only nation that has an effective cruise missile capability is Russia. From either their long-range aviation, their Bear-H's, from their cruise missile submarines, or they have an ability to put it on surface ships, both combatants and non-combatants. Having been in the cruise missile business defending against them since I was a JG, and I've shot over 1,300 of them, I know that they're very effective and they're very difficult to shoot down. And our current strategy is very focused on shooting the arrows, and we need to expand our strategy and our capabilities to be able to get the Archer. Hold the Archer at risk, and there's an approach, rules of engagement, that allows us to take the Archer out and then be able to deal with the leakers that come through here, and that's where we're trying to get the program.
Well, thank you again for the work that you do. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.